What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of CubReacts. I'm really excited to be back inside the building as we jump into another one from the man himself, Tekno. He's back in action, and we have a very exciting new one to get into. It goes by the name Jinja. The audio dropped at midnight, and we're getting around to doing the reaction right about now, and I'm really excited to jump into this one. You guys seem to really enjoy Mufasa, and it did really, really well, so I'm really excited to jump into another one from Tekno. Again, great to see him back putting out music again. As always, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. Without further ado then, let's jump into this one. It's an audio video, so yeah, let's see how we go. That little melody is brilliant.
Tell me what you like.
Woo!
Really got your time, baby.
This instrumental is tough.
I go make your life better. I go teach you right, no. Swear I go make you shine, baby.
So the vocal is really stripped back in the instrumentation. It's really far back. Like, it's not front and center as we normally hear with Tekno tunes. It's very much blended into what's going on. But this instrumental is great. The kind of plucked guitar chords giving it that kind of Middle Eastern kind of theme. In a lot, we hear this in a lot of Tekno's tunes, to be honest with you. That sort of, again, it's not just a Middle Eastern thing. You do hear it in other sort of sounds as well. But that's sort of classically kind of associated with a sort of Middle Eastern style of guitar plucks and the sort of Arabic scales and things like that. And it's really exciting to hear how Tekno's sound kind of divulges into that every now and then. But again, the bass below it, really big booming drums giving it this kind of epic feel. This is a wicked introduction, I've got to say.
Every time, baby, I go make your life better. Cause you dey give me ginger, you dey give me ginger, I cannot do like Carol.
This is really hard, man.
She dey give me ginger, she dey give me ginger.
Man,
My baby no be
I love how he does this with his vocals, man. I don't actually think Tekno gets enough credit for his vocal, not necessarily range, but his vocal understanding. The fact that he's able to build those layers so nicely, so you get this very kind of warm, very kind of, again, it just fills a lot of the space. It fills a lot of the frequency spectrum around where vocals should be when he does those harmonies, and it gives it, as I said, this warmth, this really kind of fuzzy feel, and not in a bad way at all, in a really, really good way. Again, the instrumentation underneath just kind of assisting that as well. This is a really, really cool start to the tune. Very different to Mufasa, which we heard a couple of weeks ago. Is he back on album mode? Who knows? But it's two back-to-back singles very quickly, so it's interesting. Woo! Are you mad? It's almost like Wild West crossed with a lot of North African sounds. Crazy. Mad. I really like those kind of orchestral hits that we're getting in the background, those kind of sort of sounds that pop in every now and then. Again, it just gives it this really epic feel. This on an actual musical and compositional level is really complex, man. You've got so many sort of subtle pieces of percussion doing one thing. There's a lot of rhythm actually coming from the guitar sections on this as well. And I've got to say, Tekno's vocals are just sliding all over the place, just taking us into different directions as he goes. It's constantly building, constantly growing. Really, really clean.
Some of them get too man, but I know not my woman. Cause she dey give me ginger, you dey give me ginger. My God no do like Carol. My God, she know they do me.
I love the dip on this, man.
She dey give me ginger, she dey give me ginger. My baby no be Carol.
The mad thing about this is, I don't know where I'd play it. I don't know if this is a tune for the dance. I don't know if this is a tune for kind of like a small room sort of PA scenario, quite intimate settings. I don't know if this is a tune for home. I don't know where I would put it, but it's so interesting, like, to actually listen through. There's so many things going on. The way the sonic layers have been kind of woven together, this beautiful sense of kind of percussive freedom that Tekno is actually mirroring with his vocal maneuvers at the same time. Again, that sort of constant call and respond we're getting on this. Like, it's a really nice sort of quite miniature call and respond, but it really adds to that idea of the tune flowing. It brings the audience in. I'm entranced by this musically.
Baby, come close to me. Baby, give me your love. Baby, come close to me.
bass line underneath is tough as well. Like,
even if I confuse, for you I go make excuse.
Really subtle as well. Like the bass line's playing one note every like second or so. It's literally like really, really simple bass line. But again, the actual way it's been processed, the fact it's so kind of prominent across the low end. When I say subtle, I mean actual subtle in notation. There's not that much going on by means of the notation, but the notes themselves are hitting really, really cleanly, and yet allowing a lot of space above so you can still hear all the individual little like clinks and kind of sharpy sort of edges of those percussive elements as well. And you can hear almost like the you can hear the kind of actual strum of the guitar as well, which works really nicely. The actual arrangement on this is fantastic. I think Tekno might have done it again, man. I think this is so different to Mufasa as well, but still encapsulating from a listener's perspective. Ooh, where'd this come from? Really poppy percussion in there. This is sick, man. I think the thing I really like about this as well is I think we've heard the full hook twice or three times at this point. We're 2 minutes 40 in. That's a lot of times to hear a hook within less than 3 minutes. However, every time it sounded slightly different. There's been a new element added in. Just there we heard that new sort of percussive sound weaving its way in, and other elements being taken out. It's almost as if this is like being made on a desk, and someone's got like 20 different musical elements, and different ones are being dragged in and taken out the entire way through. It feels almost like it's live. It feels like this is being not improvised, but kind of redesigned as it goes. It feels like it's creating itself on a journey. And it's so awesome to hear, man. I've really enjoyed this one. All those different little melodies all doing bits at the same time as well. And now we get these big horn lines coming in towards the end. Like the fact that percussion has changed every single time. I think I've heard like 6 or 7 different percussive lines as the tune's gone on, which just constantly throws you into sort of different rhythmic maneuvers. It throws your rhythm slightly to the side, so you don't really know what to expect next. Unpredictable is how I would describe this tune if you're listening to it, because there's new elements being woven in as it goes. And again, what I like about this is Tekno hasn't overused his vocal. He's let the vocal do what it needs to do. It provides the kind of glue for all the other elements to kind of stick to as they're maneuvering and kind of roaming around. In almost, if you imagine it as kind of like a kind of circle. He's in the middle, his vocal is in the middle, and you've got all these other elements kind of rotating and overlapping around him. And that's what gives it that very live, very kind of organic feel, which works really nicely. We'll let this one run through to the end and then give you our final breakdown there. It's just these guitar lines, I don't know where these have come from. Beautiful way to round off. Really heavily delayed, reverberated guitar line. Perfect way to round this one off. Tekno with Jinja. Musically, this one might be my favourite thing I've heard from Tekno. It feels like this is a really well thought out tune, constantly growing. Not necessarily a tune that you're going to kind of bruck out to in a dance as much, but it's a tune you're going to hear and enjoy. It's a tune you're going to close your eyes and take in. Close your eyes too and take in, sorry. But yeah, overall brilliant. I think Tekno's vocal does a fantastic job of not doing too much, if that makes sense. He understands what the vocal needs to do. The harmonies earlier on sounded great, but the vocal becomes less and less prominent as the tune goes on. It becomes more about the fabulous instrumentation and that constantly switching sense of percussive importance, which rolls throughout the tune, constantly interweaving and growing as it goes. Overall, I loved it. I think this is another wicked addition to Tekno. Are we going to have an album on the way? I can't help but feel that might be something, or an EP or an LP, some kind of body of work I feel has to be on the way to see 2 singles this close to each other that are so different as well. That's the main thing for me. It feels like these are kind of almost trying to be as expansive as they can. But there we go. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this one. If you did, please let me know what you liked about the tune in the comment section down below. Keen to hear from each and every one of you on this one. And as always, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, all of that good stuff. And don't forget to follow the Fresh Afrobeat Flavor playlist over on Spotify. I try to update it whenever I see a new release. This one will be in there by the time the video goes online, so go and check it out. Thank you though, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you all next time. Peace.
Sounding so good right now. But they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CubCamTV. Stay locked.